Notion is an all-in-one customizable planner. It's really good in the fact that you can make basically whatever you want and it can be totally personalized to you. Have everything you need on your planner, whether it's a calendar, a table, etc, etc. I've been using Notion for 3, maybe 2 years, and I actually used to sell Notion templates on Etsy, and these templates were elaborate, to say the least. What I've learned from using Notion for so long is that simplicity actually works a lot better, and it'll actually motivate you to use your Notion instead of being overwhelmed by how much is on it. So I thought I'd do a little tour of my current Notion and give you some tips on how to use Notion properly. Making my current Notion only took me, I think, half an hour. And you shouldn't really be spending any more time on that, because as you use it, you'll realize what things you need and don't need, and you can just adapt your Notion. But if you make a really big Notion to start out, you're going to realize that a lot of it is overkill. I really like using emojis as the icons, because I find that when I upload an image, I end up with this whole library full of uploaded images that just aren't cohesive, and it just looks so much neater and purposeful when it's an emoji because it matches the style throughout. My header is just a simple little black coffee, and I have a little quote at the top for decoration. My to-do list is very simple. It just filters it by everything in the next week and what is unchecked, and anything that is today will be highlighted. For example, I have to film this video and I'll take it off and it disappears. This is also linked to my calendar, which is down here, but if I want anything to not show up on my calendar, I can just go into it and click show on calendar and it'll disappear. I have a little mini directory on the left. The first one is my diary. It's actually empty. I only added this one recently and I haven't actually used it yet, so I probably will delete it. But that's the thing, you have to be open to deleting what you don't use. And that's why it's good to have a directory instead of separate spaces to link to every page, because it's very easy to delete and add new pages whenever you want to. I also have a wish list, which I actually emptied out today, so it's also empty. But I do like having a wish list. However, there's just nothing on it right now. I kept both of these pages really simple with no header as well. On the left, I have my weekly goals. This isn't a database. One of the ruts that I got stuck in, which had me doing elaborate Notions, was making everything into a database. So I thought I'd go through one of my old Notion templates and we can look at what really went wrong here. Firstly, this tasks database is way too complicated. I don't need another tab for today, tomorrow, or uncompleted. It's just unnecessary. The tags are also unnecessary. For tasks, I think for calendar events, it's good to mark it as personal, academic, etc, etc. But for a task, not really. And also having it as a status instead of a checkbox, I think was a bit much. Down here I had a shopping list, but honestly, I think that a shopping list and a to-do list should be together. For example, like the task would say buy nail polish. I also had dashboards for academic and personal. This was just really unnecessary since it's much easier to have a landing page and everything is right there. I used to have flashcards built into Notion because I had my own formula where it would work out what day I need to revise, but I don't use that anymore because plenty of apps already have one made and they're based on the science of revision, while mine was just based on what I felt like. The personal dashboard is really where this template was cluttered, because I have workouts, wish list, diary, wardrobe, and reading. These are all pages inside the personal dashboard. It's very unnecessary, and when you look at them, you realize that they are actually really useless. I also have routines as a database. Again, very useless. I don't really need that. The caffeine tracker I don't hate, but I just don't drink any caffeine anymore. But I would recommend that if you are someone that drinks 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day. The self-care checklist, I'm not even gonna go into that because it's taking up like half the screen and I never used it because it's just so much effort to go into it and select everything. It's just not worth it and it's unnecessary. This could all just be one item on my to-do list. The sleep tracker, again, unnecessary. If you want to track sleep, download an app. And the makeup restock I actually never used because I only added it for the template that I was selling, but I didn't really see using it. It was just kind of filling space there. The finances page is very unnecessary when I have the Command app on my phone, which is just already set up. I had a little vision board and some role models. This could have been a Pinterest board. It's basically a Pinterest board. I just wanted to integrate it into my Notion, and it's very pointless. The layout even resembles Pinterest. This view of assessments is a good idea, and I've had that in basically every Notion template that I did. But now I just have them in my calendar, and I find that easier because I can visualize how many days it is instead of just seeing a number. The habit tracker isn't a bad idea. I actually do quite like that. I just don't use it anymore because I don't really focus on habits anymore. But if you want to make your own, it's actually very easy. You just press add a new page, open it in the side window, and then press new template, name it to whatever your habit is, and then it says duplicate every day. So that'll just show up with a new one even if you uncheck it. Even if you check it that night, it'll uncheck itself the next morning. These goals don't need to be a database. They can easily just be dot points or checkboxes as well. And this hourly schedule I barely ever used. It's much easier to use an app that's made for that, like Structured. So in summary, if you want to make a Notion that you'll actually use, go back to the basics and find the right building blocks and adapt your Notion as you go. That's all for today. Bye.